A question we get asked so frequently is how Jadyn makes and manages her money. What would you say you typically spend your spending money on? Because we never thought we would get out of that debt, and we don't want Jadyn to have to go through that. Hopefully you buy a house next to us so I can come and hang out with you.
No.
Will Jadyn have to buy her own car? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm here with our daughter Jadyn and my husband Anthony. We're doing a family video today because it's really all about Jadyn's finances.
Her money.
Side note, we have construction happening downstairs, so disregard the sounds if you can even hear it. I don't know.
You might hear a little
It's the humming. We're so used to it now. A question we get asked so frequently is how Jadyn makes and manages her money. I think it's really important that we instill these values in her at a young age. But before we jump in, we want to thank Truebill for sponsoring this video. They're an amazing app that helps you track and manage your money. Jadyn uses it and it's been super helpful.
And if you guys don't know what Truebill is, it's an all-in-one personal finance managing app. So you can check your savings account, your checking account, your investments, and your credit score all in one place.
What I love about it is it also helps you manage your subscriptions so you can see everything you're signed up for, and it helps you easily cancel subscriptions that you completely forgot about. We save so much on just these random apps that we were subscribed to each month and we didn't even know we were paying. Truebill can also lower your bills by 20%. You upload a photo of your bill and they do the back end work of negotiating a lower price. It's nice that Jadyn's able to use the custom budget feature. She's able to see everything she's earning and spending.
Another cool feature they have is called Smart Saving. So Jadyn's been saving up for the new iPhone that's going to come out soon. You can actually tell the app how much you want to put in and the frequency as to when it goes into your account. She doesn't even have to think about it.
Before we talk about how Jadyn can manage her money, let's talk a little bit about how she makes her money. She's 14, going into high school this fall. You want to tell them exactly how you make your money?
I make money through campaigns on TikTok and Instagram and with my mom.
Basically, a brand will want Jadyn to feature their item either on Instagram or TikTok. She's paid for the time it takes to create that piece of content and for access to her platform. Because she had, how many followers do you have on TikTok now? 500,000?
Almost 600,000.
She just hit 100,000 on Instagram. With that platform comes access to eyeballs. It's a digital marketing opportunity. So brands that are looking for someone with her age and location, they're gonna reach out to Jadyn.
And it actually first started with her working with us because there are brands that would reach out and say that they wanted content with Brittany and Jadyn. So we didn't want Jadyn to feel like she was forced to take photos with us or forced to do videos with us. So we had not an incentive, but she was going to get paid for her time to participate in our campaigns as well. And that's where she got a little bit of taste of the money.
Then she came to us and said, I want to do more on my own if possible. How can I do that? And she started getting more consistent with her content, posting and building her brand and being conscious of the brands she wants to work with and saying no to the ones that she won't ever work with. So I think that's been a really good learning experience for her on the business back end, understanding how the professionalism, how you have to work with someone, you have to be on time with the due dates and the previews. She's learning a lot of the back end business as well as seeing the income come in from her labor.
So how old were you when you actually started, but your first job actually, how old were you?
I don't know the exact time, but probably throughout quarantine because I had more time on my hands to work on those kind of jobs.
After the end of last year, we decided we'd open her a bank account so she could have her own debit card and have her own account versus having to pull out cash for her each time, and she was carrying around wads of cash. We thought it was a more responsible way to manage her money is having her own debit card.
And that is completely different from her own credit card. And I think that was one thing we had to kind of teach her, where a credit card, you're borrowing money. With the debit card, it's actually money that's in your account that you're spending. It's kind of two different things.
Because she's not 18 and not able to open a credit card, we put her as an authorized user on our credit cards, even though she doesn't ever have a need to use our credit cards. It just helps her credit because our credit scores are good. So it reflects that on Jadyn's account.
Without her doing anything.
If your parents have good credit, you should ask them to put you as an authorized user. Not that you have to use their credit card, just because it just builds the credit for you. And she actually has a high school checking account, so there's a spending limit. We can monitor everything on her account. I can see it on my phone. I think the spending limit is important because that way if she goes somewhere, we can even mark it lower depending on
how crazy she gets.
But she's always really good and you never hit your limit.
Does Jadyn get a monthly allowance?
No.
No.
She's actually never received an allowance. Before she was doing campaigns, she would do chores around the house. You would help us wash our car. There was different things you would earn, like $5, $10 here. But we're not one to just think that you get money just for being alive. You need to earn your money. You don't just get a reward each day for waking up. Anthony and I were both instilled those values of you have to work hard. We both had jobs right at 16. So if Jadyn wasn't doing campaigns or bringing in income at 16, I would have her get a job at a coffee shop or have her bring some kind of income in so she can learn the value of the dollar and what it means to work hard for your money.
And then when Jadyn started making money, we had to set, what would you say?
Kind of set boundaries on what she pays for and what we still pay for as her parents. And I would say that all necessities we still cover. So if it's back to school clothes, if it's getting her hair cut.
Food, obviously.
Yeah, food. Dental, anything that's part of just being a part of this family and us taking care of her as parents, that's going to come from us. But if she wants to get an extra pair of Jordans or she wants to, for example, right now, what are you saving for?
Pink iPhone.
If she wants something like that, that's something she's gonna save up for with her spending money and use that. But we don't skimp on Christmas or her birthday. We try to make those events really fun and we still get our gifts throughout the year. Especially for your good grades, we like to do little treats for you here and there. It's not like, oh, we're never gonna buy you anything. But above and beyond, that comes from Jaden's money.
Now, Jadyn, is content creation something that you want to do in the long term?
I don't know. I'm not really looking that far in the future yet, but I guess so. I really like this job right now, especially through high school, because I can work on my own schedule in a way.
And you can have fun with it too, because it's like your creativity and the things that you want to do, instead of having to go to like a restaurant, and work 5 hours, and then not that there's anything wrong with it, but you have more freedom doing this job.
So you can do it from home, after school. The hours are really flexible. She at first wanted to, during quarantine, she was really interested in looking into modeling, and we looked into it a little bit. We decided she's making more money now doing this, and if she can just keep saving up and also have the flexibility of not having to drive to castings or be traveling so much to do these different jobs, then she can still have a successful high school career and keep it really balanced. We just want her to be doing something with what she loves, and she loves putting outfits together. She loves creating videos, so it's worked out so far.
Now, when Jadyn started bringing in money, it wasn't like she was going to be able to spend it all. How did we budget?
I had 3 different categories. I had spending, saving, and tithe. Each category had their own percentage of how much money was going into that category. Spending is 40%, savings is 50%, and tithe is 10%.
And tithe, she puts the money to our church, 10%, or she can choose a charity of her choice. We want to make sure that it's a component of generosity with her money. We always want her to save more than she spends, because that was something that Anthony and I didn't do growing up, and we didn't do right after we got out of college and had our jobs. We were both really big spenders. Once we started getting into habits of savings, we were able to make such huge progress with our finances, and we want to make sure that Jadyn gets in that mentality now. Like, you look at your money when you comes in, you save first, and then you look at what you can spend. Even if you're saving $1, if that 50% is just, it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be a significant piece. It just has to be more than you're spending, because you're always going to train your brain to think, I don't have the whole check to spend. I only have this little portion.
And that way you never really find yourself in a tough spot, because you always have that savings account available just in case for a rainy day.
Now, what would you say you typically spend your spending money on?
Either random things I see on my For You page or clothes or shoes. I don't really buy anything else on clothes or shoes.
And it's nice when we go to the mall, you're able to use your card and you're not always asking me, can I get this? You're just getting
also
little things.
Also for online shopping, I don't have to ask you to if you take this out of my account.
I always see some Amazon packages coming from you. And because she's really good about already having everything divided out, we don't really need to be super strict with her on the spending limit, because whatever she's spending, that's already part of her spending money. So if she blows through her spending money, then she has to wait until she gets paid out for the next job.
And she's not to dip into her savings account.
So what is your savings account for?
Well, not for my phone, because I'm going to use my spending money for my phone, but probably my first car maybe.
I don't think your first car, because me and Dad will get that for you.
No, I want to buy it.
No, but I think your savings should be for a down payment of a house. It should be a little bit bigger.
Now, with her savings account, we have decided that, yes, there will be a percentage where we keep in that account, but we want her money to work for us, basically, not for us, but for you. We don't want it just sitting there. So we decided to invest it and open up a Roth IRA for her, and then also put in some mutual funds. So while the money is sitting, it's actually making money. So therefore, she can have some money in her savings just in case she does need to pull for something like an emergency. But then the rest of that money is actually working for her.
And that's the same philosophy Anthony and I do with our finances too. We have an emergency fund, which is 6 months of all of our bills and expenses. So that way, if anything happened, if our business completely stopped for 6 months, we could live without working. The rest of our savings is in investments, and so we wanted Jadyn to do that too on a lower scale.
Does Jadyn have a college fund? Yes, she does. She doesn't put money into it because that's our responsibility as parents. And I know both Brittany and I, we had taken out student loans to be able to pay for our college, and that is something that we never want Jadyn to have to go through because student loans were just a big pain in the butt. And to come out of
paid off them. We paid off all of our student loans last year before we bought our house, and it was so nice to be free of them because we never thought we would get out of that debt, and we don't want Jadyn to have to go through that.
Coming right out of school and you're already $50,000 in debt, and it's tough. And even hearing the stories from listening to Dave Ramsey, people calling in, it's a struggle, and it's something that has stopped people from being able to progress and buy a house or even buy a car because all the student loan debt that they have accumulated over the course of their college career.
We want Jadyn to be able to be out of college and have a fresh start with getting a career, but not having to worry about her college debt.
And hopefully with the investments that she's doing now, by the time she gets out of college, she'll have enough to put a down payment on a house.
Or start her own business or whatever she wants to do with that chunk of money, that she'll be able to have the freedom to do that. Hopefully you buy a house next to us so I can come and hang out with you.
No.
We can do like an underground tunnel.
Hawaii.
It'll be like a
We're
secret
moving to
tunnel.
Hawaii,
and
but I better have my own room in there.
No.
I want it all chic in there. And you're like, I'm gonna go visit my daughter in Hawaii.
like Jayden!
Every day we come
street.
over.
Jayden!
No.
Is that a boy?
I'm gonna come visit you in college a lot though. Can I have my own room there too?
No.
Will Jadyn have to buy her own car?
I want to.
Why?
So that if I get in trouble, then you can't take it away and say, it's my car, I bought it.
We will be buying Jadyn her car. It will also have all the tracking devices on it, so she won't be able to go anywhere without us knowing. It'll be very high tech and safe.
What do you mean tracking? Where am I going to go?
I'm saying I'll be able to know exactly where you are on my phone. I just want a car that's very safe and it's not too flashy because I don't want you to be a target for being robbed, or I just want it to be efficient and
I want it to be
safe.
pink.
Point A to
No,
B.
you're not gonna have a crazy color where you're gonna get pulled over all the time. Sorry.
Pink.
No, but we will be paying for Jadyn's car when she eventually drives at 18.
Mom, 16.
21.
How am I going to take my little sister out?
I
25.
know. No, I think you'd be a really responsible driver because you're pretty responsible with a lot of aspects of your life. How you manage your money is a great way to know how your responsibility is because you're not one to just spend on a whim and be like, oh no, I blew through everything. You're very conscious and you're a planner. So I feel like that would reflect in your other aspects of your life too. What advice would you give to someone who's your age about saving and spending?
Save more than you spend.
I love that tip.
I mean, you already said that, but like, it's true.
That is a good, really good takeaway.
Save more than you spend, kids. Don't do drugs and stay in school.
I love all those points for us.
Make sure to subscribe below.
Don't forget to follow us on TikTok and Instagram.
And keep it real. We'll see you next time.
Peace.